USD 473 update on Eagle Community Television is brought to you by Branson and Chapman, professional entertainers from Branson, Missouri, performing in Chapman for you. Don and Mary Rickley, Coldwell Banker Maury Custer Realtors, supporting USD 473 and the families and communities keeping it alive. Carl Trucking, strong supporters of the USD 473 school system and all they do for our youth. KVK Incorporated Building Systems Management, providing quality service for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Mojo Music in downtown Chapman, Kansas, now offering lessons. Call or stop in today. Kohlhoff Pharmacy, your family-owned pharmacy, voted best pharmacy in the Flint Hills, offering free delivery to Chapman. Chapman Food Mart. Chapman Food Mart is your hometown market, supporting USD 473, its families, and the community. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.
Hi, I'm Dennis Weiss for Eagle Communications. Welcome to a USD 473 update. We're in Chapman today with the principal, Kevin Souther, and we are in probably one of the coolest projects that a high school can do, build a house.
It really is. I think that if you want real life situations and putting kids into, having a job someday or going to get a career, and this is the thing to have, and it's to have a pathway and to be able to not just be in the classroom, but to actually hands-on and to build something and see that final product.
We're so fortunate in our area. Clay Center has a building trades, Abilene has a building trades, Chapman, where we are today, has a building trades class, and they all build a house. I think when we were filming a couple of years ago, somebody said to me, whether they ever build a house or not, they're going to live in one, and they might want to know how to fix it.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. That's a valuable skill.
Absolutely, and for our students, they start from the ground all the way up. So whether you're doing siding, whether you're doing flooring, and just everything and all the above. I mean, if it's simple as if your own house. I mean, obviously not every kid's going to go out and build their own house, but you may have a hole in your drywall, right, and you need to fix that. So these are kids that are not going to have to call somebody to do that. They're able to do it themselves. So.
Or your wife may want a textured ceiling.
That's correct.
And that's what we're standing in the middle of, is pretty much a textured house right at the moment, isn't it?
That's correct. They just got done with the drywall, which is a kind of a tedious and harder process to do. And so now they've put texture on, and they're trying to finish up some things with that and lead right into the flooring. Great thing is that Mr. Slazer, our instructor, and the students have kind of developed this process, and we're actually ahead of schedule, and so
that's terrific.
You always want to have that in place.
It's kind of an interesting story, Kevin. This year your house is already sold.
Yeah, we've done it a variety of ways. We've brought it to auction in May. We've pre-sold it, and we've done that for the last couple of years, and so this year we're able to sell it to actually a past graduate, and is going to probably keep it in the area.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Before we set the camera up, Lacey Sell was talking to me and giving me a little tour around and saying that the family is in here working with you on some of the design aspects.
That's correct, yeah. They come in and pick out the different colors. They've decided to do a little bit more hardwood type flooring, and so they're able to pick out some of those things and make it unique for them. But I'm proud to say that almost 3/4 of the houses have actually stayed within the community. Kind of uniquely, honestly, right next to this house, we actually built 3 houses on the foundation during the tornado time. So those are in our community that people have bought, and we're able to revitalize kind of this downtown area.
As I walked in what I guess will be the front door one of these days, I came up the steps and I said to myself, this set of steps has served many houses.
Yeah, at this point we've actually, Mr. Deitcher was the first one we had brought in to build houses, and came from the Clay Center area and working there. So I want to thank him for the things that he got started here. Mr. Slazer has been here for 9 years, and so we have over 12 houses that have come out of this location, and we're still going strong.
You know, nationwide, I think there's a resurgence of technical hands-on education. I wish it were because us adults were just smart enough to have done this, but I think the marketplace has really shown us that there are many, many good jobs in these trades, and they're going unfilled. So opportunity for kids in our high schools to look at all of the things here. There's electrical outlets hanging open and light fixtures hanging open everywhere here. There's plumbing underneath. There's frame construction, there's drywall. There's just a world of careers right here looking at us today.
Yeah, they're getting exposed to just not putting up, you know, putting up the woodwork part of that. I mean, there's so many different things with plumbing and electrical and all the above for that they can really get into. So there's a lot of options, and we've had quite a few kids going to Votech, and we've been proud to say that some kids that have went to Manhattan Votech and started in the construction area, that they've actually bumped them up and kind of turned them into foremans because they're already advanced so much that they can move through the curriculum a lot faster.
One more Dennis Weiss plug for what you're doing here. And it comes to me in a hard way. I've had several people come to my home to work on different things in the last couple of years, and every one of them I have said, how would you like a free apprentice for the summer? And they go, well, who? And I go, my son. Well, how old is he? 14, and now he's 15. I go, just can't do it. Just can't do it. Out in the marketplace to employ those people, just can't do it. Here, you're giving kids structured learning covered by umbrella insurance that allows them to do these things with their hands that the marketplace, quite frankly, won't allow them to do out there today.
Absolutely. Not only do our kids get the expertise of our instructor for, you know, over that period of time, when we have our local businesses come in and they help out, and so they will work with the flooring people, they will work with the electrical, and we have an advisory committee that all those kind of businesses come together and make suggestions for how we might change the outlet of the house a little bit, and how do we want to change this or that, maybe putting an island in, or maybe putting a wall in here to change for the functionality of that. And so they're working on design also, and working with CAD programs on the computer to design those. And so I think it's, you know, there's no limitations of what they can end up doing, you know, so.
Kevin, very fun. We're going to bring in your instructor and a couple of kids and do a couple more segments, but thank you for letting us come here today, and thank you for keeping this program happy and healthy in Chapman, Kansas, USD 473.
Well, thank you. We're very proud of the program, and I think, like I said, it's more for kids than just math and English, to be able to develop something, make something, and be so proud of it. To have a finished whole house is unbelievable.
That's perfect. Folks, if you be patient just for a second, we'll have some more folks to talk about USD 473 and their building trades. We'll be right back. Hi, Dennis Weiss. We're back with Josh Slazener. He's the instructor that makes this stuff happen over here. Welcome.
Thank you.
Got your John Deere shirt on?
Yep.
My Uncle Jim would be proud. Yep. John Deere, a lot of John Deere green around this area.
There is.
And a lot of houses around this area.
Yeah.
And your kids are putting out a brand new one, and we're standing in it.
Yeah, we are.
How long have you been doing this?
Here at Chapman, this is my 9th year that I've been doing this. Overall,
they hired you when you were in junior high?
Not quite. A little older than that.
You look a little young for being here 9 years.
But I've actually been doing this this will be my 12th or 13th year doing it all together. So
you do know that just means I'm getting old. That's all that really means. Everybody looks young to me anymore. So, Josh, your responsibilities here as an instructor, other than building trades, what else do you do?
That's pretty much all I do. Just take
that building and this building? I'm pointing at the ag shop.
I'm in the one that's to our left.
Okay. All right. So this is your responsibility.
This is my responsibility.
So this, in the country boy terms, we're standing in a big dang deal for you, this house every year, right?
Yeah, it really is.
So what's the challenge like teaching 16 and 17-year-olds how to build a house?
Well, a lot of it is just everybody, you know, getting on the same page and really wanting to work. And I fought with that for a few years, you know, and then after a little bit, everybody just kind of started buying into my system, and we've been going great ever since.
Yeah, you know, success always takes a while. People have to buy into everybody's vision of success, and that's nothing new. But I can tell you personally, I'm so very excited that all of our area schools have a building trades program that's working.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the coolest deals that's going on in education in our area.
I do too. I mean, you know, this is a lifelong skill for these kids that they can take with them, you know, whether they own a house, rent a house, you know. I'm not in this for the kids that are going to go do this for a career. You know, I don't have very many of those. These kids are in here for the life lessons that they get taught, and, you know, it's something that'll stick with them for the rest of their life.
Have you emblazoned on your card when you hand it to people that I'm here to save marriages 20 years from now?
Not yet, but I might have to.
Yeah, I would. I'm just hoping my wife doesn't watch this program.
Yeah.
That's how that works. There's so many things in here to enhance one's life if you know how to do this.
Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of things that we take for granted, you know, the sheetrock and everything, you know, we've taken time and we made holes in some sheetrock in our shop, and we just went through and we fixed them, you know, so that it's a life lesson.
That's how you learn, isn't it?
Yeah. You know,
everybody ends up making a hole in their sheetrock at some point.
Yes.
It's the fixing.
It's the fixing it, correct.
I got a technical question for you.
Uh-oh.
No, I find it much easier to fix a big hole than a little one.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
I finally have figured out what it means really for me is that if you cut one out that big, and then your chances of your mistakes are further apart so the eye doesn't follow them. If I have to fix one this big, it looks like somebody fixed a hole that big.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an art, that's for sure.
There's the problem. It's an art, Dave.
Yeah.
It's not a science.
Nope, no science here. It's all art.
So do you spray this texture up that we're standing under?
Yes, we just got done yesterday with that. We started yesterday and finished it up yesterday. And all it is just the regular drywall mud that we thin down, and then we have a machine that sprays it on, and you know, then like on the walls we have a knife that we take and wipe them down so that way it gives it more of a flat look.
Right.
That's called a knockdown texture. Okay. And the ceiling, what's on the ceilings is like what they call an orange peel.
You know, I think so much of these things is about having the confidence to do it.
Yes, it is. And you know,
and there's nothing to build confidence like experience.
That correct.
If you've done it, you don't have a fear of trying it again, even if it's 5-10 years from now.
Yeah,
I did that in high school.
So yeah, I mean, you know, when I started, it was just trial and error. You got to find out what works and what doesn't work.
Okay, so, ask you a couple more questions, specific questions. I see a lot of outlet boxes that are still open with wire nuts on them. Are you guys doing the interior wiring and having somebody come in and check for code, or how do you do that?
We hire that out, just for the fact that if it's going to usually leave city limits, and if this thing would happen to burn down, I don't want it to be on me. And you know, we get reputable electricians in here.
Do the kids get to watch and participate that way?
Yes, they do. The kids actually do get to help. They pull wire and get to see how everything's made up.
Well, that's how it works in the real world too. I got to tell you, in our business, you know, we put in a lot of copper, we put in a lot of fiber. We have people just pulling cable too.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody splicing cable and certifying light, that sort of a thing. So it's always a segmented job, but the important is getting to look over the shoulder to see how it's done.
Yeah. Yep, I agree.
Okay, Josh. Well, I think you've gotten away through our segment, and I told you it was going to be painless.
Yeah, you were
And
right.
It was, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for what you do here.
Yep.
We're
Thank
going to
you.
grab a couple of kids, and we're going to ask them how they love building trades.
All right, sounds
Okay,
good.
folks, we'll be right back. Dennis Weeks back with a couple of the workers here at USD 473, Isaac and Darren.
Hello, I'm Darren, mate.
And what grade are you in?
Oh, I'm a senior at Chapman.
How long have you been in building trades?
My sophomore year is when I started.
So you've built 3 houses.
Yes. I helped out on the freshman year house too, so 3 I've built and 1 I've helped on.
Fun?
Yeah.
How much?
It's probably my favorite class I've ever had. Yeah, I really recommend it to anybody that likes to work with their hands.
Had you any prior experience doing things like this before the class?
Not really. I mean, I've helped my dad at home build like sheds and stuff, but nothing like real, up to code, anything like that.
Are you, what are you going to do with these skills down the road?
I'm not really planning on going into carpentry, but I'm more planning on like automotive, but I just wanted to have like the knowledge of it and just for later in life in case I ever need anything built at home.
So Josh, a good guy to work with?
Yes.
Better be, he's watching. Isaac, same question. How old are you?
I'm 17, I'm a junior.
Junior. Is this your first or second or third?
I've been in here since sophomore year.
Okay, so your second house. How you like it?
It's probably my favorite class.
What's your favorite thing to do inside building a house? What portion of it do you find favor with?
My favorite is probably like when you do framing and stuff.
Okay.
So,
That's about the only part I ever enjoyed either, because that's the only thing I was even close to good at. Everything else is not so much. So what are you going to do with these skills down the road, Isaac?
I don't, like Darren said, I don't really plan to go into carpentry or anything, but it definitely help you out later in life if you need to know how to do something like this and, you know, working on, I mean, if you ever need to renovate your own house or anything like that, so.
I didn't ask Josh, but how long is this class period?
It's probably like 45 minutes, I think.
Is that it, a day?
Yeah, well, I'm in here 2 hours of the day, technically 3.
Okay, all right. I wondered about that a little bit. When I was in these types of classes in high school, we could have some extended periods because it took longer to do stuff. Okay, so where do you live? Here, outside of town? Where?
I live outside of Enterprise.
Okay, all right. You, sir?
I live a little bit outside of Junction City.
Oh, really? Isn't that interesting? As we talk to USD 473 students, they come from all over because you're the largest unified school district, I think, in the state of Kansas. So that's very darn cool. Trying to think of something else. So when you walk back across to the high school building, Isaac, and you came from building trades, does anybody ever ask you what you did today?
Not really. Nobody's ever asked what I did. Sometimes when I get home, my parents ask what I've done on the house and stuff too.
Okay. So. Same question to you.
Not really. I think a lot of the kids in the school just kind of think we're a little odd that we actually want to like work in school instead of doing schoolwork, but I really enjoy it.
What's your dad say when you get home?
Not much. My dad, he didn't do a lot of carpentry or anything like that, but I mean, he enjoys having me around that I can help out.
I'll bet.
Build the sheds and stuff now, so.
I'll bet. So have either of you got to work with any of the wiring or plumbing?
Not the plumbing. We do help run wire and everything.
Okay. Isaac?
Yeah, we help the electricians run the wire and stuff, but.
Okay. What'd you learn?
Just how the stuff goes together, how it works, how to run it, and everything like that.
Mm-hmm. Do they, I see you have some finished connections in here because we're running on power and we have light. So did they share with you a little bit about electricity while you're doing this?
A little bit, but the teacher, Mr. Slazner, he mainly taught us. We built we built mock walls to practice like wiring up outlets and switches, and then also patching holes in walls. Okay. We would make a finished wall, then we'd put a hole in it.
And you did that in your building?
Yeah, in the shop.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you've got to do a little of this over there as practice, making circuits and things. And here, the certified electricians actually complete the circuits, but you pull some wire and things.
Yeah, they have to do that.
We just help run the wire in the ceilings and.
Okay. So what sort of frame construction is a question, a gotcha question. What kind of frame construction you got out here underneath this sheetrock?
We're not sure.
You got to learn to wing it. We're on how many inch centers?
I don't know.
Don't know?
Oh, 16-inch centers.
Yes, I knew one of you would know that question. You just had to think about it a little bit, which is good. 16-inch centers, 2x4 or 6s?
2x4.
Look at that. I knew they knew. You had to think about it. Okay, what kind of construction on the roof? What's on between us and the weather?
Asphalt shingles. And I think it's 5/8 OSB.
Yeah, that's what it is. 5/8 OSB.
Okay. Did you put them on with a hammer or with a gun?
We use a nail gun.
Nail gun.
Like that?
Yeah.
Framing with a gun?
Yeah, we use got a DeWalt framing nailer, so.
Okay. That seems to be the trend today. Everybody's using those.
Oh,
Never
yeah.
used one myself, but they look pretty handy.
Makes life a whole lot easier, faster.
Okay. All right, if you were to pick one thing, we just have a little bit left. I'll start with you. What do you think the most valuable thing about you being here will be 20 years from now?
I think it's just not very many of these classes are around, and I think the most important thing is that we're actually in this class and there's kids still around that actually know how to really work. And
well said. You, Isaac?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I mean, like, it's really important to know how to do this kind of stuff, and like, he's taught us a lot of stuff that we wouldn't otherwise learn, and it's like important to know how to do stuff right instead of just, you know, throwing it up and doing it half-cocked.
Kind of nice to break a sweat in school, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fellas, nice to meet you.
You too.
Thanks for coming. Folks, I know you've enjoyed hearing this and seeing this program about USD 473 building construction trades. What a wonderful thing to have in our community right here at USD 473. These two young gentlemen, 20 years from now, you run into them on the street, I'll bet they know how to fix their house a lot better than I do. For Eagle Communications, I'm Dennis Weiss. You have a great day.
USD 473 update on Eagle Community Television is brought to you by Branson and Chapman, professional entertainers from Branson, Missouri, performing in Chapman for you. Don and Mary Rickley, Coldwell Banker Maury Custer Realtors, supporting USD 473 and the families and communities keeping it alive. Carl Trucking, strong supporters of the USD 473 school system and all they do for our youth. KVK Incorporated Building Systems Management, providing quality service for all your residential and commercial heating and air conditioning needs. Mojo Music in downtown Chapman, Kansas, now offering lessons. Call or stop in today. Kohlhoff Pharmacy, your family-owned pharmacy, voted best pharmacy in the Flint Hills, offering free delivery to Chapman. Chapman Food Mart. Chapman Food Mart is your hometown market, supporting USD 473, its families, and the community. And Eagle Communications, our community connected.